Hi everyone, I'm Lucas Mack, and welcome to another episode of The Vulnerable Hero, where I define vulnerability as the courage to experience love in its purest form. Today, it's really important that I bring this message to you because it's a message that's been brought to me. And when I mean a message that's been brought to me, it's something that sometimes, I don't know, I get downloads is the best way I can describe it. But I started observing, especially with the Gillette men's commercial that just came out, which I really liked. And I enjoyed the intention behind it. And I was also listening to some conservative political commentary this morning, and they were ripping it and calling it trash, and that disturbed me. And then I look at my liberal side of the aisle, friends and media, and they seem to attack another side. It's just, there's so much attacking going on. There's so much, really what it is, there's so much anger. And this is the message that I want to bring to you is, where does the anger come from? Where does your anger come from? And keep in mind, as I'm asking you that question, there's nothing wrong with being angry. Even in the New Testament, Jesus said, be angry, and sin not, meaning don't hurt another person. Don't do anything to anyone you wouldn't want them to do to you. Don't break the golden rule. But it's okay to be angry. However, where does the anger come from? I think for a lot of men specifically, but men and women, anger comes from seeing a circumstance in front of us, something happening to us, or we observe something happening in front of us, and we feel trapped, or we filter ourselves as what we're observing. And we're filtering it through our lack of power to stop whatever happens. Now track with me. As a parent, I have 3 children, and I am at the stage in parenting where I have the age of children where I remember getting beat with belts for saying things I don't even remember. And I'm sure it was just being a kid. I know it was being a kid because I'm looking at my own 4.5-year-old and he's just being a kid, just being a boy and exploring and growing. And I have been getting so angry, not at him, but at the fact that it happened to me. And I think a lot of times, and that's a personal story. However, I was thinking about anger. And I think a lot of times for us as people on earth, the anger arises when we filter through ourselves. And really, I think we see ourselves in those circumstances that we have no power over, or when you see something being done to someone else that's wrong and you get angry, what's happening in that moment is you are seeing yourself as that person. You're empathetic and compassionate to the person where bad things are happening. So the anger is good. But that's the process that happens. It's not that anger arises as an objective sense and feeling. It's filtered through our ability to see ourselves in another's shoes. And I've really discovered this parenting the past couple of weeks. I have tried to heal myself or stop what happened to me in the present moment of parenting my own son and daughters, but specifically can see myself in my son as myself as a 4-year-old when I was young. I don't know where your anger arises or what has happened in your life and what will happen in your life. But I do want to share the message of it's okay to be angry. As long as we, in anger, don't act in any way that we would not want someone to act to us. This is why the Gillette commercial has, I think, brought up so much controversy because it has two sides facing two different sides, and both sides seem to be angry at each other. But when we can acknowledge that the anger is actually us seeing ourselves in the other person's shoes, we can begin to heal each other. And healing is the only state that we should be focused on as individuals and as a society, is to heal. Heal, heal, heal. That's all. Healing. I was talking to a buddy this morning, and we were talking about guys' issues struggling with pornography and sexual addiction. And then I said, it's no different than overeating. It's no different than drugs, or it's no different than doing anything that we know we shouldn't be doing. It's just easy to feel the guilt with pornography but all things that we know we shouldn't do, we shouldn't do. So why does this matter? It's because I said to him, we are trying to heal our lack of being loved with a sense that makes us feel better. For me in the past, it was drinking too much. It was, I struggle with pornography. I struggle with the addictions. I struggle with all that. I mean, I understand what it is and what people go through, and I have healed so much of the pain. And it will always be a lifelong process to heal, but I've healed so much of the pain, not by trying to stop what I'm doing to feed the masculine side, but by increasing the vulnerable side and the feminine side, which is the receiving side. And that's not a gender. That's not male and female. That's just the ability to receive. If you are unable to receive, you are unable to heal. So by increasing, this is what I told my buddy this morning, by increasing our vulnerability and our ability to receive and our ability to be loved, the more love we experience, the more these things that we know are not right, that we're trying to solve, the lack of love, go away. Because they're just symptoms. But the core issue, the core problem, the core reason why we're taking these peripheral actions to try to soothe and solve the pain is because we haven't fully addressed the root, which is our deepest desire to be fully loved. And so anger, getting back to anger, is filtering through seeing someone else in our shoes. So we are trying to really love that person. Think of that. Anger, when you're trying to protect someone or stand up for someone or stop an injustice, is really you filtering, you seeing yourself in that person's shoes and loving yourself enough, and it makes you angry. But anger, when it's turned towards someone to hurt them, that is wrong. And it's as just another thing on the masculine side that you're trying to feed yourself to fix something that can never be fixed. So anger in and of itself is not wrong. Anger, if seen in the empathetic state where you can look at someone and see yourself in their shoes, then you love them because you love you, because you know you are loved, because you love yourself, and you are able to receive love. And when I say to receive love, I believe the universal state that is, all that is the state of love. And all the pain is just our process of understanding healing, and all the fear is just our process of understanding the depth of love. So the polarities exist so that we can know one from the other. It's not bad, it's good. I was talking to Jen Esker, who's a physical therapist and a doctor of physical therapy down in Los Angeles the other day, and she said pain is good. We're taught to flee pain, to run away from pain, that pain is bad, but pain is good. And it's an indicator of what is happening within us. And it's just like our ability and desire to be loved is an indication of what is lacking inside of us. So, this message I want to bring to you is anger is okay as long as it's in love. And whatever you're going through, to heal yourself, you must increase your vulnerability. You must increase your ability to receive love, to receive all that which is good for you, so that you can give all that which is good to others. This is the message. This is the podcast. Thank you for watching, listening. I ask you to share, join the conversation, and become a vulnerable hero in your own life. I'm Lucas Mack, and I'll talk to you on the next episode.